Howdy howdy guys, welcome back to part 2 of the LG speaker build. Look at that, isn't that cool? So I have a tester here, which is stuff that you test your speakers out on. This one is a Bose effects tester, which is this one here that you can look up. You can just look it up, and it's for actually testing your speakers out. So I'm going to play it and turn it up and see what they do. Cool. Here we go. Oh, it's not going to play. Wait a minute. Here we go. Chuck that away. A lot better. So there you go. So it's a short little clip. It's more like a hi-fi clip. So if you have hi-fi speakers, which that's what I've just turned these into, you'll notice big changes. And wow, these are definitely clear. These actually had an 8-inch, looked like a sub that was in there, and I showed you in the first episode, if you watched the first episode. So the 8-inch mids were dished like the bottom sub here. I'll show you. They look like that, and I think I've got them in the back of these as well. Pretty cool, eh? I rebuilt those. So try and turn this around. Oh, I don't know if you can see that, but I ended up putting them in the back of these Sonys. Nothing's original of these Sonys. Yeah, so you're probably thinking, well, what are those gold ones? Well, they actually come out of the Bluetooth speaker, which is from Vion here. Let's just try and turn this around. That's Vion, and there's 2 missing speakers in there, which I gotta replace. But I might put a Wolfdale sub in there. This is an 8-inch. That's Wolfdale. I have that Bluetooth speaker connected to my system up here. LG amp, Pioneer amp, Wolfdale sub amp. This runs my 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 12s. It runs the 4 12s. So yeah, that's the tester. It's a Bose tester. So that's just finished. So I'll turn that down. So yeah guys, these ended up really well. I spent quite a lot of time last night listening to a lot of songs that I like by Emperor of the Sun. He's got about, he's got a few albums, but when you listen to Empire of the Sun songs, especially that Ice on the Dunes album, wow, these just, it's almost like 3D or something. It's what I've done to these is really brought out some sound that I used to have a really big system before, and my system was huge, and this system here, just with these alone and the other ones I built, just about passes it, except for the bass. I had another Wolfdale amp on my old one, and then they had a downfiring 12-inch in it. That was about 150 watts or something, running at about 35 hertz. This is running at 40 hertz, the bottom end of this one, but this one came with a front firing 8-inch in it. It's more. It said it was about 240 watts. This amp. I never take it past quarter because it's just too much bass. But yeah, the system really worked out well, guys, and I'm impressed with it. When I stripped this out, I put dampening factors in the back. You're probably thinking, wow, how did you get that lovely hole so good like that? Well, here's the pieces that came out of it. And there was like a little slit all the way around where this one was in place, because that came out of here. So I ran the hacksaw blade out of the hacksaw. I just had the blade and I ran it around and around and around until this whole thing just popped out. There was one of the razors from the 8 sitting on top of that when this was on the wood, and it was all glued in place, so I just chiseled it off. But yeah, and that was on top there. So I'll use those for something else. But man, I am impressed with the system. When I first bought the system, flatmates bought it off me straight away, and then I ended up buying it back the other day, 90 bucks. Then I ended up putting 2 8-inches in it, making some nice templates, painting them black. You would never know that these 12 inches were ever out of the Bluetooth speaker. And then I just sold it for 60 bucks. And it runs really well. It actually runs better than what the 12s were doing in it. But the beauty about these 12s is they're not subs, those silver ones. The magnets are quite small on the back. As a matter of fact, I think I have 6-inch speakers with the same size magnets on them. So, makes it perfect to run for mid-range. Just so happens my LG amp, it runs 2 lines out of mid-bass in the highs, and then 2 lines out for the subs, and then 2 lines out for the surrounds, which I don't use the surrounds. So I've just got this running off the mid-bass side of it. Perfect. No crossovers needed. I didn't want to mix the sound up, but the tweeters have capacitors on them. They have 2.8 UF at 100 V, and they seem to be doing really well. I took the original ones out because they weren't really that good. I couldn't hardly hear them, and I thought, geez, for the horns being so big like they are, you know, I needed more sound coming out of them because they had tiny little things that poked out more sound than what they were producing. So yeah, I'm impressed by the system. It's real good. If I was to replace anything else in this whole system, it would be the bottom 12s. I would go and get some new response ones, like I've done over here. Oh, it's a little bit dark, but those response ones, 225 watts RMS, peak out at about 450. But the magnet actually on the back of this other one, which I showed you in part 1, was actually not bad. That was behind this. They are so stiff, they're actually hard to push in and stuff. That's how stiff they are. The spider at the bottom, some of you will know what I'm talking about, but the spider in the bottom of them is double layered, and it's pretty hard. Runs about a 2.5 inch coil in it. They both do. But yeah, like I said, if there was anything to replace it, it would be those. It'd be the 12s. But no, everything's running really good. I am so happy with it. Couldn't ask for more. That's all you need. I'm in a small little room, so don't want to be blowing out too much by big 15s or 18-inch subs and stuff, you know. Going crazy in my room. I'll blow my neighbour out of his room. But yeah, guys. So, big shout out to James and my Trey McNabb. Cool boys. Keep in contact. Yeah. So yeah, guys, that's about it for part 2. Just a simple little Bose demonstration. There's all kinds of demonstrations that you can look up for testing stuff, but that was really cool. Super hi-fi now. The displacement is much bigger now for the mid-range. Much bigger. I never thought I'd use a 12-inch for mid-range or mid-bass, but way better, way cooler, especially if you've got a good bottom end to compensate for that high top. So wow. I sold some speakers that were next to them for 60 bucks, some Sony ones, and just yesterday, and I don't ever miss them. These things perform that well, I don't miss them. Yeah, I thought I would, but nah. So anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. It's been a great build, and I wish I could do step-by-step clips for use, but I can't. I can't. And this camera is a little bit crappy because it's my first one I ever used through cruzermans inventions. So yeah. Oh, and check out Cars and Cameras, Rather Be Welding, and Redbeard's Garage. My 3 favorite programs. I don't have TV, I just watch them. We all compete. And I've brought out some real cool electric bikes from scratch that I built, you know. We all do builds. So yeah, guys, check them out. Awesome stuff, guys. See you in another video, hopefully coming up soon. So, cool. Cruzerman out, guys.